I lucked out both times. So again, I've benefited from this sort of thing as well, but it's human nature, and it's like it's a hard thing to get around. That's my point. And then the other thing I thought about with your example with the lions is they said that female chimpanzees actually will deliberately mate with different males so the male doesn't know which kids are his. So that way he's less likely to kill those kids off because those could be his. So there's things like that too, which are, it's brutal. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, nature is quite the thing. I would say I think it's complicated. I don't think it's convoluted because it might seem convoluted, but it's rather practical of why it follows. It follows a kind of known system of why the things happen. You might see something like, oh, why is that? But then that's the magnificent thing I've found when you look into evolutionary biology, evo-psych, like you look at the way things grow, organisms grow, and some of these things make sense. And that's one of the things that to me has just helped me, just learning more information. That's why I'm very interested in this topic, is because I think we're doing people a disservice where if they were learning information in better ways, the world would be better for it. Them and the world would be better for it, because the world is built by humans interacting in more positive ways, and that just leads to human flourishing, which is good for me, it's good for Stephen, it's good for you guys listening, you guys, gals, and everything else in the middle. And the future, whether we have kids or not, it's a positive thing to actually have more information and more awareness and more accurate understanding of what reality actually is and can be. But yeah, what was one thing? Oh, yeah, just again with that question, we're talking about certain specific places, and I think we talked about this more in the "You Are What You Consume" series, where this is a general question. People are in different fields and different things, and it's just human beings. Does anyone think there's particular fields that select for people that get into more issues like this? I had one particular story, just an anecdotal thing, is a friend of mine was a bouncer at a strip club, a rather famous strip club in the San Francisco area. That was my first time actually going to one of those kind of locations. And I actually hung out with him after and met some of the people that he worked with. And it was just, we just went to a diner after, just chilling and talking and just seeing the workplace dynamics. And it's like, yes, they work in a place in the sex industry, and the customers might be different. It got to start thinking, like, what is the product? What are the interactions? And they were talking about the same complaints that you'd hear about managers and customers and work times. And I could imagine just the different interactions between the people. Do they have the inside kind of dynamics, or this person is hooking up with this person? Like, does that change really so much depending on the field? And from that experience, it kind of made me think, where it's like, take out the actual job place, what's actually being sold, the product, and it's still just people interacting in different ways. Take out the fact that, it's the president and the politics in the United States of America. Why is that so much different than the politics in China? Why is that so much different than the politics in Kenya? Why is that so much different in the politics in your own family, in your own small little sections? And you'll realize that maybe it's not so much different. Yeah.
Well, I was going to sort of add on to that. I think I mentioned in a previous video, like my dad talked about his experience at IBM, like people sleeping with their secretaries, all that. And these are people with masters, maybe even PhDs. So it's like, they're not above this stuff. And then that article, I think I've sent it to you, about why regulatory agencies fail. The guy talks about oil executives having relationships with people in regulatory agencies, people doing cocaine at holiday parties. I mean, people are people. It's like, it doesn't, you can work for government, you can have all these degrees. People are people at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. This has been a clip from an actual longer recording that I'll try to leave a link to on the screen or somewhere around here where you're listening to this.
Presents. 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 Presents.
Peasants.
Okay. Okay.